Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live stream. This is Pierson here. It is day 188 of 200 Days of Drawing, and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. So let's begin today's drawing, shall we? Let's kind of jump right to it. It's a little late, so we're going to jump right to it as soon as I can find my mouse. Mouse. My mouse. I was going to say mice, and I stopped myself and I said mouse instead. So it was like mouse. Gosh. Here we go. Let's begin. Well, everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I hope you're doing well. One second. Let me turn down the volume on this music just a little bit. Just so there we go. I just want like a little bit of music in the background in my head on my headset. So I hope you are doing well today. I also double check my audio. Good, the audio is working. Now let's begin. Hit my time lapse button right here. We're just going to go at it. All right. I hope you're doing well today. I am doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's a good day to do this as is every day really, but um okay, I was gonna play the music, but no, I can't. I can't play music and talk at the same time. It's just like too much. It's like I'm trying to talk while someone's whispering to me at the same time. I'm like, what's going on here? All right. Are we gonna go? There we go. There we go. No, we already did that color. Let's do a different color. There we go, purple. So, as you noticed, that today is a rather late day with my drawing session, my live art stream. And, you know, I hate to say it, but I was up at 3 a.m. last night, and I just couldn't. I woke up late, and I just was lagging throughout the entire day. So before I continue this little conversation, I want to talk about the drawing that I'm going to do today. And it's going to be just a simple little cactus drawing. But what I've kind of coined them like slanted, slanted tridents. Like I do they're like this essentially. They're like slanted tridents. And that's essentially what I do with these cactuses is like I kind of make like a slanted trident, you know, and I just find that that's the easiest thing to do, especially if you're in like a mental slump, right? And if you're in a mental slump, it's good to kind of have something that you can kind of lean on when you're drawing. And so that's what's kind of reassuring about doing a ton of these cactus drawings is that you come up with like strategies so that they are easier to do and you're not too worried about whether or not the outcome is going to be, good, right? It's okay to come up with a mediocre drawing. It's okay. But I've been slacking. I stayed up real late and it's just been trying to play catch up all day. Literally catch up all day. I literally achieved nothing. But here's something now. As I was achieving nothing all day, I was thinking about this. I was really thinking about this. I was like, okay, I wrote down 3 things that I wanted to get accomplished for the day. One was to make my bed. The other one was to email this person and make sure he knows that I received his email. The other thing was to do this live stream. So three things. And believe it or not, it was incredibly challenging to just sit up or like just to kind of suck it up and to make my bed. It's like I didn't want to do it. It felt like a mountain that I had to tackle. And I was thinking about the conversation yesterday that I was having with myself, or like a few days ago. The idea of leaning into or go to the path of most resistance. And I was thinking, man, I'm feeling lots of resistance just to make my darn bed. And it's not like it's a hard thing to do. making your bed is one of the easiest things you can accomplish in your day, but there's something about it that gives you a sense of like you're doing something to better yourself. And it's hard to explain, to kind of explain off like what am I doing? Like it seems like a difficult thing to do, or an easy thing to do, but it's a very difficult thing to kind of do, in general. Like for some reason, people, we don't like making our beds. I think the reason why is it's like there's a psychological thing involved with it. Like if you make your bed and you clean your bed, you might find that your the area around is pretty bad. Like like disgusting. Like you're not able to, like the floor is bad. So but now that you have your made bed, now you have to address the fact that your floor looks like crud, or that you need to pick up everything else around it. And then you basically start having to tackle something on a psychological level, you know. But I noticed that I didn't want to make my bed. Um, I made it. I literally made it. Uh, I made it prior to doing this live stream. So I'm literally going to be doing this live stream and getting ready for bed right after this. So I made my bed minutes before I'm going to go to sleep in it and basically mess it up again. Um, and I think I don't know if there's any relevance to that. I don't know if it means anything. I think it means something to me on a subconscious level, but it just seems like it's like a trivial thing to do, especially to do late at night. And I did it because I felt this subconscious opposition inside of me saying, just don't do it. Why would you even bother? Like, why would you bother making your bed 5 minutes uh, uh, like before you're going to bed, you know? Um, that's like I'm trying to find an analogy that might fit this, but I can't seem to find one at the moment. Maybe when I find one, I'll talk about it. But I don't know. It was a weird thing to kind of have to like battle. It was a weird thing to kind of fight yourself on a like subconscious level. Oh, you had to make your bed minutes before you go to bed. And it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a weird thing that it's it's a let's see how it is. It's a very trivial, very weird thing to have like psychological struggle to do. Like the fact that I'm having friction just to make my bed means that I got some other things that I got to tackle that are probably more like they're more relevant, or maybe there are things that are I need to tackle subconsciously, or things that I need to improve upon myself. If I can't seem to not if I can't have any type of like if I have a subconscious or psychological battle, an argument with myself on why the triviality is of having to make my bed late at night, I need to really look at myself and do a little bit of self-reflection and say, like, what's really going on here? What's really going on here? Um, and One thing that these live streams have really kind of helped me out with is kind of having like a sense of order in the day, or a sense of normalcy, like something that I'm going to do that's going to have some substance to me. Like it means something to me. It has some value to other people. The fact that I'm doing these things, or this live stream, and talking about things that may or may not be of relevance, but it is what it is. It might I don't know, it might be relevant. I can't tell. I think there is something there that I'm trying to kind of talk about, and hopefully in the end I come out a more well-rounded person, you know. And um, yeah, I found myself really having some struggles, some struggles with this, with getting with like trying to, with working. I struggled actually to, let's see here. There you go. I struggled with this notion of making my bed. I didn't want to do it. I actually really I had a hard time today. I was in a conundrum. I didn't want to do this live stream. I didn't want to. I was having some battles, some reservations with this live stream. I was like, I just don't feel like doing it today. Like I woke up in not a rut, but definitely a some psychological things were at play that were definitely causing me to have some tension throughout the day. And I think we all experience that. And I I I I totally get it when people don't want to do things. It's it's very easy to kind of like what would you call it? To It's very easy to kind of auto to kind of to what is it like your default. It's very easy to default to doing that. Like it's very easy. Like I did it all day today and I was struggling. Let me tell you, I was struggling to just I did nothing all day and I was struggling. I was having this huge psychological struggle and just trying to I was fighting myself. And I wrote this list down and I was like, you know what, I have to do this. I told myself that I'm going to do this. I have to do this. And eventually I got to doing it, but only at like the last 10 minutes of the game, right? We're like we're at it's game point and you got to make your shot or else you're not going to win or you're not going to have your chance. So you got to take your shot now or else it's going to be too late. So I was really it was pretty much like last chance. Like I was last calling it. Like this is the last time I could do this without it becoming very, very late. And so I really put it to the I really procrastinated to get this live stream in today. So it was not easy for me to kind of jump in and do this. Uh, and I was struggling. There were some like mental battles happening in the background, and I was like, man, I don't want to do this today. And like when the later in the day that you have to do something, whenever you start pushing the deadline for a thing that you have to do farther and farther along the day, you start like rationalizing with yourself, like what ways to kind of like escape doing it. So like if you don't do it, you're like, oh well, I just missed that perfect point or that perfect time in the day that it would have been the best time of the day to do. And you really start to make excuses to why you didn't get the thing done that you wanted to get done. And I was starting to make those excuses. I was procrastinating. I decided to like, just do nothing. Like find anything, any means or way to escape this live stream and escape the three things that I wanted to do. It was like, again, as I was saying, this live stream is 30 minutes of my time. It's not hard to do. I get something out of it. I get something out of it, and making the bed is like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, right? It takes no time. Making your bed takes zero time to do, and I was finding that it was the hardest thing to do today. You know, I walked past the bed like 20 times today, and I had many opportunities to do it throughout the day, and I didn't do it till about 8:30 at night. You know, I'm going to be going to bed within the next hour or so, or I don't know, maybe in less than 2 hours easily, unless I fall back into that default of laziness that I've had all day. I'm going to be going to bed really soon, you know, and it was it. I was thinking to myself, you know what, you're almost the day's almost over. Don't why bother with why bother why bother working why bother sorry why bother making your bed? You're gonna be in your bed in a few minutes anyway. What are you gaining from this? And I was really trying my best to kind of trying to circumvent um, working, making my bed. And I think we all have those moments from time to time where we just are at odds with each other, right? We're at odds, and we can't seem to pick up from where we started, right? Like we literally woke up on the wrong side of bed. I feel like I don't know if that's just a phrase, but also I believe that to be like an actual thing, right? Where you just wake up and you just know things are not going to go, or no, things you make the way that you feel makes the day. And you know some people are able to kind of like default on their default on how they wake up in the morning is they have the innate skill to just kind of default to like absolute happiness, and that is great, you know and I get it, where people say like, well, you know what, the fact that you're alive is a miracle. Like, yes, I get that. That is true. The fact that you are alive is a bona fide miracle. I was going to say lyrical, but also, um, people struggle, and when you wake up, things are not always sunny. They're not always sunny, and we're always, oops. There's days where you struggle, right? We all struggle with this, like just this just we just it's hard to explain, but we like there's something mentally kind of bugging us and pulling us down, and we were fighting to kind of make the day better for us, you know, and there's struggle there, and we're trying to fight through those intense emotions, you know. Um, but it is what it is, and there's days that you can kind of like fake it to make it, and some days I have that. But today I woke up and I was low energy. I just low energy, and it just kind of propelled the rest. It kind of dictated the rest of the day. It took me a while. It took me like a long while to kind of change the script, right? To kind of really alter the way that I'm thinking for the day, and to really just make the day more worth it, in my opinion, whatever that means. Um, it doesn't really mean much, but like just it took a lot of time. It took me to kind of just kind of wallow in some misery, I guess, for a little while before I can just kind of pick myself up from the day and just kind of tie my metaphorical bootstraps on and kind of grab the day by the horns, you know, grab the bull by the horns, and so to speak. So it took me like all day to get to that point, and I feel a little bit better, but it's just, you know, there's days that we all have that we're going to struggle, you know, right? And you have to, you know, really kind of keep chugging along and really kind of keep saying yourself positive things and keep moving forward and think more positively, even if there is some negative things happen in the day, or if it could be there could be like literally nothing wrong. I know, like, I don't know what it is, like people will have like literally nothing wrong with their day, like everything's going fine, but it's not going fine, you know, whatever that means. I don't know what it means. I'm not. Is it on there? Is my screen showing? And I was, what's happening? So like, you know, like there are days where we're feeling down. You know, things aren't going as good. But the those thoughts are, you manifest your thoughts in essence. So if you think those things over and over again, it gets harder and harder to get out of that mindset. So you need to recognize when you start thinking, oh man, this is like a terrible day, blah blah blah. I'm not in the mood. I just not feeling that peak day. You know, I think I listened to a uh, uh, this like director or like producer. I don't know what he was. He worked in film, I believe, and he was saying something along the lines of like, you don't have to like working, or you're like your work for that time frame. Like, you don't have to like it. You just got to show up and go through the motions. And it's days like these where I just have to show up, you know, and go through the motions. And I know a lot of people don't like hearing that, because a lot of people think that art is this like happy-go-lucky thing all the time. And that there's some truth to that, you know. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's days like, artists are humans too. And you know, whenever you go to, it's like when you go to work, you're like, man, I don't want to be at work today, right? You say that to your coworkers, like, I don't want to be at work today, or like, I want to try to get out work early today, right? It's the same thing with art and these live streams and all stuff. Like, there's these days where you're like, oh gosh, it would be really, really nice to sit back and watch an episode of Star Trek Enterprise. That's what I've been watching. Is watching a lot of Star Trek. You know, and just like binge on that, because it feels really good. Like those things feel really good. Not gonna lie, it's very enjoyable to sit back and watch a good episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. You know, it's very enjoyable. I like it. You know, but the joy is like, it's temporary. You know, and it won't last. And it's just it's kind of fake, right? It's it's a fake. It's like a fake happiness, right? I do get enjoyment from it, but it's only temporary and doesn't last. It doesn't bring me sustainable joy. The only time it's sustainable is if I'm watching it over through in continuously, right? So it's a non-sustainable joy. And so you got to find things that make you happy in the long haul, right? And it's funny how I started off talking about like making your bed, and then I got a little bit more like, I've got more into like this psychological, spiritual type of thing right now. Like, and I think there's some truth to all of it, right? Anyways, let's break that layer. And now I'm going to zoom in a bit. Actually, I'm not going to zoom in. I have a problem. I have a tendency to zoom in, and when I just zoom in, I lose sight of the entire picture, right? I lose sight of the entire picture, and you don't want to do that when you're doing these drawings. You want more of a bird's eye view. You want more of a bird's eye view when you're working on these drawings, and you want to be able to kind of just really see them as more simplistic drawings and focus on them in that manner, as opposed to like these detailed drawings. I think I have more enjoyment if I just treat them as kind of like abstractions of cactuses, as opposed to like a real cactus drawing. More like a cartoon version of a cactus, right? And so that's why I'm going to kind of focus on them being a little bit farther out than normal. So now I'm just kind of lightly feathering the brush. I'm like, this is me pressing hard, and this is me kind of like pressing lightly. I'm just kind of like grazing over and kind of making light brush strokes on the cactus here. Just light little brush strokes. Just like drag it over here and feather it on top of the cactus here. And I'm talking about this now because I don't have anything else to talk about at the moment. And I'm just going to lightly feather and create like a toothy looking, just create like a toothy looking texture using this brush on top behind here. And what I have here is I have two layers. So this layer is by itself, and I have this layer by itself. I'm just kind of on this layer, I'm just adding that tone here, right here. Okay, I think that's good. Now we're going to add another layer in between here, and it's going to be a lighter green. Actually, we're going to take this green and kind of make it a lighter green, like right here. So it's going to kind of blend on top. Actually, no, I don't, that's too green. I don't like that. There we go. We're going to make it lighter. So like this, kind of feather it on top, and this is a middle layer here. So this kind of a middle layer here in between this layer and this layer. So this is something I've been I just finally started doing. I just kind of not figured out, but something I've been thinking about and slowly implementing to seeing how it works. And I think it might be a good strategy. I don't know yet. I have to tweak it a little bit. But I think it's going to help me kind of standardize this drawing style a little bit. Or at the very least, if I'm not having a great day drawing, if I'm not having a great day drawing, I can at least kind of use this method on these cactuses to kind of come up with an outcome that is similar to previous cactuses without having to be like, oh, without putting guesswork. So I'm kind of modifying what I learned from a tutorial and making making it a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more like recreatable to create like the same similar effects each time. And it's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. So now we're going to add a little bit of some highlights here. And I've been playing around with doing more like hatching work, or more like small little brush strokes here and there, adding so you can see some of the marks in the drawing, so you can see those tooth marks there. And then I'm going to take this tone and I'm going to go even tighter. And we're going to, ooh, that's way too small of a line. Let's see what this looks like. What's 10 pixels look like? That's too small. I think I'm going to go 20 pixels. something like that. Add some highlights. There we go. And then I'm going to go back to this darker layer. I'm going to zoom in. I know I said I don't want to zoom in, but I'm going to zoom in and on this dark layer right here, we're going to add like really dark areas. My hand's kind of numb. Okay. We're going to add a little dark tones right here. Like it's going to be, it's going to show the folds a little bit more. Really kind of express those deep folds in some of these areas. So it feels like it's kind of curling in a little bit. It's going to do a little curling, kind of make these. We're gonna work out our biceps today. We're gonna do a little bit of curling, and by curling, we're gonna curl these marks into the form a little bit, so it feels like they're divoting inwards. It's kind of really show that has like a deep recess in there. I think that's pretty good. Kind of express that a little bit right here. I'm going to do it primarily on the bottom a little bit more. I think that's what I want to kind of show it, give the impression that's kind of making contact with the ground a little bit. You know, making contact with the ground a little bit. Kind of really emphasize that with some sort of like light feathers, like light brush strokes over and over again. You know, kind of like feathering it in there. Just kind of lightly stroking those marks there, and just kind of thinking about applying just a little bit of value. I'm going to do a little bit right here. But I'm going to get more and more expressive as I get farther to the right side. I have a little bit of time. Technically, I finished my drawing. Well, it's 30 minutes in, so um, the process has kind of helped me get the drawing closer to done in 30 minutes than ever before. Prior to this, I would be just now getting kind of done, and also I would be much slower, and I'd have to do a lot more quicker brush strokes. Now I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm able to kind of do the same amount of stuff and with less brush strokes, you know, and I think that's been very helpful. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to make it really dark here, and we're going to darken this area here. Really darken this kind of area here a little bit. Not press hard like that, but kind of just feather on top to kind of build up a value, some transitional tone, just so that it separates right here. So you have that. And we're going to separate even more. I move to a different layer and separate even more by adding a little bit of a highlight here. And the last thing I'm going to do is we're going to go on top and we're going to incorporate some of the tones in the surrounding area. So like this, a little bit of this. This is what I've been doing lately, is kind of taking a local color like this red, and then just make it brighter, and then kind of flaking it on top there. And then right here, I'll do the same thing. I'll just kind of make that teal brighter and kind of put it right here a little bit. And now what I might even do is like I might even create like a cast shadow or reflective light that is kind of teal. So it's kind of tealish green here. The same goes for right here. Let's kind of do a little bit right here. That's kind of nice. And then I might even do a brighter one right here. There we go, like a little bit brighter, even brighter. Maybe do a little bit brighter right here. There we go. So I'm incorporating some of the tones from the background, you know, and we're just adding it in there a little bit. So as you can see, just add a little bit of that highlight there. Actually, no, we don't want it like that. Let's see here, go like this, and I'm going to go to the green and make it like a a brighter version or something, a brighter muted version of it. So a little bit, ew, no, that's too gray. How about this? Add a little bit of that there. Right here, we'll add a little bit of red. And then even more so on top, kind of do a little bit of that. So that's been something I've been doing. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So over here, we're going to add a little bit of that on top here. Kind of like it's frosting, I guess. And right here, we're going to do a muted version of that teal right here. Something like that. And then here, we're going to do the same thing, but only a muted version somewhere. Actually, maybe on this highlight here. And same thing here, just a little bit of blue, mixing the blue a little bit here. And there we go. So I've added a little bit of the local color around on the cactus, and that makes it feel a little bit more unified. And then we're done. And that's pretty good. Although this goes to say that, like, after doing so many of them, like you kind of become kind of blind on whether or not you're improving. And so, like, it's hard to say if I've been improving. I think the improvement is so subtle that I can't really tell. If I am improving, it's very hard to tell. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some thorns, and we're going to do thorns at like 13 pixels. Yeah, 13 pixels. Zoom in. And we're just going to add some thorns real quickly. You know, I say thick real quickly. That might not be the case. I think I'm going to try to be a little bit sparing with the thorns here. I say that now, and then all of a sudden I start doing like 100 million thorns. I'm not liking the way I'm doing my thorns, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of standardize it. Let's kind of go. Let's do like a V form, but like have the V form kind of spaced out more than usual. There we go. Where I'm kind of just moving the thorns in kind of like a zigzag fashion and then calling it a day. All right, so just kind of going down slowly, adding kind of a V-like fashion or V-like formation, or like a zigzag. I'm zigging and zagging with my cactus thorns, and sometimes I like it. I've been doing that because when I was doing thorns in the past, I think I felt like they were too spontaneous, and as artists, sometimes we want to make things like we want to keep some sense of order. And unfortunately, or at least I feel like I want to keep somewhat sense of order. And so because of that, I've tried to do a kind of like a standardization of how to draw these thorns. But anyways, it's almost done. Just got to knock out these thorns and kind of move around the area. Slowly add them. I tell you what, I have yet. Oh no. So I'm lagging at the moment. Let's see here. My mouse is moving. My mouse is moving. Let's see. So we're lagging at the moment, and we just gotta. There we go. I think it's press B. All right. We're lagging. Can I make a mark? Well, we're at this point where the image is lagging, and I'm going to have to get out of the not get out of the stream, but definitely I'm going to have to save it real quick, and then I'm going to have to reload it right now. So it's saved, reopened it, and now we're back. Now I should be able to draw on it. That's so. Oops! Just gonna move the thorns like that. There we go. Oh man. No, now we can do the thorns. Isn't that so silly? Like it was just lagging. It just decided like, hey, you're not gonna be able to draw anything on here now. I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. Really needed that. All right, almost done. We're just gonna kind of drop some thorns here. Just kind of stagger them out slowly. Like they're just like saying, hello, thorn. Hey, how are you doing? And like, hey, how are you doing? I'm growing. Oh, the thorns. They're like they decided to take Rogaine. They're like just growing left and right. Oh, thank you. Minoxidil, thank you so much. Oh, wow. And there we go. And let's do the thorns here. Whoop. Hi, how are you doing? Hi, I'm Thorn 2. I'm Thorn number 3. No, I'm Thorn 4. Here's Thorn 5, Thorn 6, Thorn 7, Thorn 8. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing swell, thanks. Where'd you come from? Oh, this little guy right here drew me just a second ago. And here's another thorn, so forth, thorn. All right, we're almost done, man. Had a few hiccups. It's taken me 40 minutes. Oh my gosh. How are you doing? It's taken me 40 minutes to finish this drawing. I can't believe it. I'm running behind. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm about to wrap it up here, but don't worry. I do live streams every day, so it's not like you'll this is an odd occurrence. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm just about finished. I'm just kind of adding these thorns here. They kind of look weird now. They sometimes I feel like when I do these thorns, I feel like they look like those multicolored sprinkles, and they're just kind of there, and like I'm dropping little sprinkles of like thorn hairs, or I'm dropping sprinkles on, you know. And sometimes I'm like, oh, let's drop a little bit of sprinkles. I went to the store and bought myself some sprinkles. Yeah, it turned out pretty cool, man. I like to do these like little abstract backgrounds. It used to be I just do a simple gradient, and then I started adding these abstract backgrounds. I back. Let me go back. Let me backtrack a little bit. I did these a while back, and then I transitioned to do just gradients, a gradient background, and then I went back to doing these because they're fun. Alrighty then. Let's see. One second. I need to find out. Did I? Okay. Okay. I'm majorly distracted now. All right, so we're gonna take this, we took that, and then we're gonna make it into a green tone. So that's like, there we go, and make it bright green. Does the cactus have a meaning, or does the background have a meaning? Is that what you're asking? The background doesn't have a meaning. The cactus, if we want to get more like symbolic, the cactus drawings are more symbolic in the sense that I'm trying to tackle a goal of doing 200 days of drawing or 200 live streams. So I guess that like that's the meaning that it has. As far as the imagery, not so much. I did it. I found a tutorial on how to draw cactuses, and I found that they were very easy to kind of recreate in roughly 30 minutes to an hour. And I wanted something to do that I could do in that time frame, because when I do my own drawings, my own work, I'm always struggling to get my work doesn't it takes way longer than an hour. And I wanted to be able to get a drawing done in under an hour. And in under 30 minutes actually. And I've been kind of not doing too well. I've been going 15 minutes over, but that's fine, you know, because in the end I get a drawing done, and that's a success, you know. So basically, I'm gonna hit this timer button. Basically, there's no meaning to the cactus. I learned the cactus from a tutorial, and I've basically been doing the tutorial 100 times now. Prior to this, I was doing drawings, much like the drawing you see right here. I was doing like still life drawings of toys, and I guess that had a little bit more symbolism, because they're toys for my kid. So like they're like toys that are kind of like a time capsule of what my kid was using at this time, or at that time of their life, I guess. So there's some symbolism there, but the cactus itself, there's no symbolism. I've basically been trying to just do the drawing as quickly as I can, and come up with a really pretty kind of cool piece, you know. So it's more like a goal that I set for myself, rather than an actual symbolic or meaning. So I guess free mind would be your answer, you know, to what these are. But yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I gave you some helped you with that answer. I got to get going, but if you like this stuff, I do live streams every day, and I also interview artists every week. And so, you know, you're more than welcome to subscribe. And the benefit to that is I do also have art giveaways, and that's one of the things I'm gonna be doing real soon. I'm just waiting on the okay that the last piece that I sent is delivered to the winner. I'm just waiting on it, and I want to make sure that that person received their piece, so that I can go and start another one. Limit myself to that time. I want to limit myself to that time because I really, personally, except for like right now, generally I don't have more than an hour of free time. Like I don't have. It's very hard to have an hour of free time. So, that's being very generous. I hate saying that, but like for the most part, my days are pretty busy throughout, and I'm trying my best to kind of knock out a drawing in under 30 minutes. I have a little bit of forgiveness at this time, because it's the evening, but like for the most part, when I do these drawings, I don't have more than an hour to actually finish them, so I have to finish them as quick as possible, because I could have less than an hour. I could have like 30 minutes, be like, oh well, I got to go to work, or I got to go. But most of the time, I actually do got to go to work, so I really do. I got to get going, right? And it's not drawing. I'm not drawing for a living, so I got to go to work. So I just want to say thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this, and don't forget to subscribe. I do these daily, and you know, I'm more than open to talk about these things on in depth. We can talk about art. We can talk about the philosophy of art. We can talk about whatever you like. But it's running late, and I enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, and I hope everyone else enjoyed this live stream. Thank you. God bless. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I got to get going. I know I said that I'm like a broken record, but you know, I guess I am a broken record. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. This is Pierson. Cheers.